Hello and welcome to another multiplayer battle on Count of Warhammer Beginning of the End Times. This is still the regular patch of 1.0 Beginning of the End Times. Recently got access to the 1.5 battle may go up later in the schedule on 1.5, but this is just regular End Times for now. Right, the armies today. This isn't a battle I fought. This is a battle between Geraldo as Skaven, and he is playing Council of Micronesia as vampire counts. Let's go through his army setups. He was telling me he has like a triple line, and this tactic is very effective as Skaven. You have your weak small small rats in the front of the line. The second line is musket volleys. The third line is clan rat pikemen, and the fourth line is your elites like your screaming bell and your albino guard. And he's got another unit of slave pikemen in the rear. Also, he's got the storm vermin on the flanks with some more clan rat pikemen. He's got quite a lot of clan rat pikemen there. Sorry. The council of Micronesia has a lot of skeleton warriors and some graveguard halberdiers with some mounted skeletons. This actually seems like a smaller funds battle because I don't see many blood dragons, but he does have quite a few of the black knights. He has a vampire count bodyguard, which is cool because like you get to see the small vampire count in his pale skin with his like cloak and stuff like that. It looks like the model for what'd you call it? The oh, mine's gone blank. The Von Carstein's. Yes, sorry. The Von Carstein's model for the unit. Also, he has a nice unit of the Black Grail and two vampire black knights, which I mentioned. Some more skeleton spears. The non-upgraded variants, which are kind of just naked skeletons, they don't have armour. I think it would have been better to bring the armoured skeletons because it's only 50 gold more and they can do absorb a lot more damage and they're a bit more tankier. He went quite heavy on the skeletons, so let's see how this sort of plays out. Usually Skaven don't do too well against vampire counts and other undead factions because they have unbreakable troops, and Skaven can rely a little bit on breaking morale with their special weapons like their warp fire, their Giselles, and many other units. So we'll see how this plays out. He starts off with a volley. The good thing is the Giselles can actually fire over small rats, so they do very well at firing into enemy units whilst they're engaged with small rats. It's a little sort of trick play that Skaven can do. Also, they appear to have got rank fire. Like, I don't know if it's a bug for me, but sometimes the muskets don't always rank fire. But he actually got both ranks to kneel down and sort of fire, which is kind of effective. He sent his small rats along to intercept the skeletons, just sort of tire them out. The cavalry are now swinging on his left flank. Let's see what he does here. He does not want to fight clan rat pikes, but he's went for quite a daring cavalry charge here. I don't know exactly what he's charging at. Bear in mind this replay may be a little bugged for those of you who actually played this game because I've actually had to alter my data folder just very slightly, so I don't know if this will play out exactly as you remember it, guys, but I'll try and cast it anyway, and you can let me know if it's a little different. Sometimes the replays can become bugged when you alter the game data a little. It did warn me that the file was a little different, or wasn't recognised by the original data, because I just changed the one folder name, so I could install the latest build, which I've got early access to, which is good. I can't disclose where I got that off, unfortunately, so please don't ask in the comments. Some mounted skeletons have engaged, charging the clan rat pikes. They're trying to get behind the clan rat regular pikemen, but they've got a kind of flank here with the small rats that are sort of really fast attack animations. They're really effective unit for 100 gold. The only problem with that is you've only got 20 unit builds with the original sort of medieval 2. There's no 40 unit armies or anything like that. Again, his cavalry was just sitting there. I don't know why he was waiting. He's getting chased around by Albino Guard and Storm Vermin. Not a fight he wants. He's also remaneuvered his what you call them, Poison Wind Gobadiers, and reformed his sort of gun lines. This does seem a little different from the way I remember it playing it originally, so sorry guys if this has corrupted your replay. But I do remember the Halberdiers were actually sitting back in this battle for the longest time. Eventually he's going to send them in to support his skeletons. I think if he'd maybe, not to be too harsh on the guy, but if he'd been ready a bit sooner with the Grave Guard, he may have managed to rout more skaven and caused more panic amongst the ranks, because that's how you want to play against skaven. You want to kind of break their morale and force them to flee before they can bring down their numerous numbers on you and get you tied up and then engage you with their special weapons like the Poison Wind Gobadiers, the Rattling Guns, and the Giselles, and all the other nasty stuff that skaven can pull out their sleeve. The cavalry is still wandering about aimlessly. Sorry, that sounded a bit harsh. It's actually going for a target now. I thought he's waiting in the rear. He's maybe waiting for the right opportunity till his Graveguard engaged. That's probably the sensible thing. But here he's charging against the Albino Guard. Not a fight really that cavalry want, because they're a multiple HP halberd unit. I know he's trying to weaken them, but even a charge against a 2 hit point halberd unit with cavalry isn't going to do much. Here we see the Poison Wing Gobadiers throwing poison at skeletons. I don't see how poison would affect skeletons, but we'll just say it's like a very potent poison that melts bones. And it's also getting some nice fire from the Warpgirl Gazelle. He's got like overlapping fields of fire as well. That's very important in Skaven. If you can get some clear shots into the sides or rear of the enemy army, then you're good to go. Here we got another charge in from the Vampire Counts. He's finally trying to break his the Skaven's morale, but he's getting shot by Giselles. He should have prioritised the Giselles in my opinion. They're the biggest threat to him, even though they're not, well, they're not the biggest threat to the Vampire Counts player because he's morale immune anyway, but they're still going to do a lot of damage. Here the battle's swings in the balance. There's 50 men, 50% in each sort of army left, so they're very closely fought. It's as close to contended. Graveguard, Halberdiers and regular Graveguard have engaged all along the Storm Vermin line, and they're now engaging the rear of the Vampire Counts are now engaging the rear, and they're losing all their cavalry. They just get trapped by Albino Guard, and the Skaven just set up a box basically and just surrounded him and didn't give him any opportunity for flanks, because no matter where this guy attacks, he's going to get engaged from either the sides or the rear or both. You set up like a little kill box, which is very good play. I think he was could have forced the manoeuvring better with his cavalry, but again it's hard to find gaps when you're trying to micro all your units at once. Here we see more Poison Wind Gobadiers still chucking their bombs away at the Graveguard and the skeletons. Oh, he's got, yeah. Also, I forgot to mention, you know the fact this guy had mages, right? A very bad move against players with gunpowder is to engage your mages right away. You want to take out their long-range troops before, so they can't snipe your mages, because if you command your mages too early like you did, they will not do a lot of damage to the enemy. So I think it's better to keep your mages in reserve and then wait till the right time until you've cleared out their missile troops with cavalry, and then engage them. But the mages can do a lot of damage, but you just need to be careful you don't get sniped or shot down with Giselle fire or high elf archer fire or whatever you may be fighting at the time. So I think it's very wise to leave mages in reserve. A lot of people send them in right away, which is fair enough, but you need to kind of screen them so they can't be targeted as easily, because a lot of smart players will just, you know, shoot the mages, and that's what 10 10k down the drain on average for most factions. Let's see, cavalry's been pretty much dead and buried for the vampire counts, and with it, hate to say this, but I think the hopes for his victory are gone out the window, because he's not going to be able to rout all this skaven with just what he has left. So it's just basically a grind to see these graveguard finding the skaven's Glenrat pikemen. But he has surrounded them, most of these units, with skavens. Engaged them, so it's quite difficult for the vampire count player. I don't know what the funds were for this battle, so I can't comment on the army selections, but it did seem as if this was a lower funds battle. Usually on average players play about 40k. I'll need to ask the players what the funds were for this battle, because that would make sense if you only had regular skeletons and a few units graveguards. But that just shows you the strength of Skaven in low fund battles, if they can field all this, like all these Clanrat pikes, some Albino Guard and some special weapons, and they're really the kings of low funds. Like I can't think of many other factions that can compete with them in terms of value for what you get, because a lot of the Skaven units are very elite. Like for their price, they can support each other and they work well in concert with each other. So that's why they're one of my favourite factions. Very versatile faction. They've got a lot, can bring a lot to the table, and even on high funds, they're just as deadly, because you've got your dim wheels and your rat ogres. Yeah, so Skaven are just an all-round good faction in my opinion. But sometimes they're a bit hit or miss, because like good players will target your special weapons. I mean, this guy didn't really prioritise taking out special weapons. He did do well, but he could have done a lot better. He did well right up until when they were about 50-50, and then when he lost his cavalry, he lost his initiative and tactical edge. But again, he's just getting shot in the rear by the Giselles. Not something you want, because they're armor piercing anyway, and then if you get shots in the back, they're just going to drop like flies. More poison wind. So he preserved his special weapon teams and his Giselles, mainly the Giselles. The guy was constantly trying to manoeuvre with cavalry, but he either didn't find a gap in time or was too slow to react to the gaps forming. But the guy Skaven player did really well to sort of create kill boxes and death zones to discourage him from just charging in. But that's the thing about Cav. You got to take the risk. If you see a open charge, and you got to exploit it, you got to make your opponent react to you, and not the other way around. That's the advantage of having cavalry. You can force your opponent to make manoeuvres he wouldn't want to do otherwise. What's left here is just some graveguards. In this battle, I believe the Giselles performed superbly. So we'll see the statistics just coming up in a minute after the last of these graveguard have just been mopped up. So let's see, right. Storm Vermin got 240 kills. A lot of this was on skeletons, mind you, so I wouldn't read too much into it. The Albino Guard got 100 kills, the other got 80, so that was probably on the Graveguard. The Warpbot Giselles got over 100 kills. I mean, it's an all-round good performance on the Skaven. There wasn't a rat in this army that didn't really pull its weight. The small rat only got 3 kills, but they're 100 gold, so if they get anything out of them, even if they just absorb missile fire, they've done their job. So good game to these two players. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. Feel free to leave any comments about the funds or your opinion on any of the factions played or the strategies. And also, if you'd like to see more, consider subscribing. Thank you for watching.